We're here with the 2013 Toyota Rav4, which is the fourth generation of Toyota's compact crossover. They redesigned to be more fuel efficient, to be a sportier driver, and to be more visually appealing. The previous Rav4 was a little bland, a little vanilla, but the new one actually follows in the footsteps of the Avalon and looks actually a little bit better. In addition to sharper styling, they've also focused on the fuel economy to make it more competitive in the crossover segment. There's a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine in the Toyota Rav4 now. It's good for 176 horsepower, and it's rated for up to 31 miles per gallon on front-wheel drive models on the highway. More fuel economy improvements come courtesy of a new 6-speed automatic transmission, which replaces the previous 4-speed automatic. And it's also more aerodynamic. Aerodynamic improvements include a new rear integrated spoiler and vortex fins that are at the rear taillight housings and next to the front exterior mirrors to help direct airflow. This is actually a really good, flexible, versatile car. You got class-leading cargo room in the back, so for your shopping trips to a Costco or whatever, you got plenty of room. The back seat is actually quite spacious, quite a bit of leg room. And another major area that Toyota wanted to focus on was to make the car a little sportier to drive, more involving and engaging. And I believe they've actually done that quite well. The electronic power steering system is really tight, responsive, and it's got a decent amount of weight to it, especially when you hit the sport button and it actually dials back the electronic power assist by 20%. The chassis is rather tight. The springs and the bushings are stiffer on it. And compared to cars like the Honda CR-V and the Ford Escape, it's probably a tighter driver than the CR-V, not quite as tight as the Escape. One of the major goals for the 2013 Rav4 was to improve fuel efficiency, and that's no different for the EV model of the Rav4 as well. But they've still tried to make it more streamlined, more aerodynamic. Beginning with the grille, skinnier side mirrors, spats in front of the tires, and underbody covering. Out back, there's a larger rear integrated spoiler, and the lighting for the front and the rear are LED, which draw less power from the battery. You may notice that the Toyota EV is still on the previous generation Rav4 body, and that's because when they began development of the EV, Toyota actually began a partnership with Tesla to develop it, and so they had to use what they had, and it was the old car. The Toyota Rav4 EV has a range of 103 miles, according to Toyota. Of course, it depends on how you're driving it, if you're using air conditioning, and what terrain you're in. In sport mode, the Toyota EV can get to 60 miles per hour in 7 seconds, and it's got a top speed of 100 miles per hour. The electric motor is good for 154 horsepower. Torque in normal mode is 218 pound-feet, but if you push the sport button on the center console, it kicks that up to 273. Recharging the lithium-ion battery pack when it's fully depleted takes over 44 hours on a 110 power outlet. But if you pay extra money and you get a 220 outlet installed in your house, that can drop it to 12 hours. Currently, the Rav4 EV is only for sale in California, but Toyota is exploring the possibility of selling it in other areas of the country. If you think that this is a good idea, let us know in the comments below.
Catch all the latest auto enthusiast news at Autoweek.com, in Autoweek magazine and iPad edition. Talk with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Autoweek USA.